Hello everyone and welcome to today's edition of my YouTube channel. I sat down this morning. I started thinking the last several Mondays haven't been very good for trading, and I started thinking that maybe I would just paper trade today. The last several Mondays there's been fairly decent moves right at the open, and then from like maybe 11 o'clock on just chop. And I've got caught in a couple of those chop plays, and just Mondays just really haven't been working out too well. So I thought maybe I'd paper trade today, and I decided to go ahead and just do a paper trade challenge, a $1,000 small account challenge, paper trading. About a year ago, I did a small account challenge. Started with $2,000. It was a paper trade account, and I ran it up to $7,000 in about 2 months. Now I was trading a little bit differently then. My average win was maybe 10 to 12%. My average loss was maybe 6%, 5 to 7, somewhere around there. So I wasn't riding things out. Now lately I've been riding things out. My average win's like 25%. My average loss is like 28%, but my winning percentage is a little higher. So I don't know which way is better in the end, but I thought I'd just do a paper trade challenge here, starting with $1,000. So I started this at $1,000 today. This morning, it's my paper trade account. I set this to 1,000. When I set it to 1,000, this actually showed up like $1,005 because New Beverage is still in there, and it was worth about $5. So it's showing like $1,005. But this top number, the option buying power, was 1,000 even when I started. So I made 2 trades today, and I'm only using $1,000 or whatever's available in my account, which was $1,000 this morning. So my first trade was Netflix. I bought calls at 9:43, which was right after the open of this candle. I liked how it was holding this support here, which was today's open. It wasn't a lot of support to go off of, but it was today's open. I liked how it was holding that. It was also holding right around the 295 level, was kind of holding up pretty good. I like this big green candle. It held the cloud. So right after the open of this candle, I got in at 9:43. I paid $1.85. I bought 3 contracts, so I had $555, I believe it is. $555 in it. So let's come over here and open up. Now I'm actually using this paper trade account on my trading computer, so I don't have everything set up exactly on here. I do, however, have my paper trade account on my trading computer set up exactly the same as my real account. I tried fixing the microphone on my trading computer today. I still can't figure it out, so I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I did the 305 Netflix 305 strikes at $1.85 for this week's expiration. So 305s are right here. Copy that. Oops. Come over here to charts. Paste that in, and here it is. So I paid $1.85. Let's get rid of this. We can actually get rid of all this too, because we don't need this. Okay, I paid $1.85 at 9:43. So right after the open of this candle, you see this candle opened at $1.78, closed, or high was 203. I paid $1.85. I bought 3 of them. You see it was up to 332 or $3.32. If you take that 332 minus 185 times 3 contracts, it could have been up $440, which is 44% of my account. But nonetheless, I sold the first contract at $2.50 at 9:47. So $2.50 at 9:47 was just after the open of this candle. Actually, just at the close of this candle, I sold one. 9:47. Let's get rid of active trader. $9.47 was towards the close of this candle, and it was there's two reasons. There's $300 price, $300 level, and pre-market highs. So I knew there was going to be some resistance here. So I took one of the three contracts off at that level. Let me try to pull this down. And I don't have it on here. Let me add my pivots. Yeah, my pivots are in there. So I don't know why it's not showing. But I have a pivot point on here. At 362.34. I don't know why they're not showing up on this chart. Oops, looking at the wrong chart on my trading computer. I have Boeing up. That's why it's showing at 362. Alright. So no, there is no pivot up there on Netflix. But the $300 level was there and the pre-market highs was there. So that's why I decided to sell one. I had something's not looking right here. Okay. So I tried to I had a sell order set to sell my second contract at let's see, canceled orders. 355, actually 320, $3.20. I had a sell order to sell the second one at $3.20. It hit that. The problem was it had already came up and then it pulled back. I had my sell order set. I canceled it right at 10 o'clock, and you see it had already peaked and was coming back down. So I set my sell order to try to sell right here on this little pop again. It didn't quite trigger. It only went back to trying to figure out what the highest it got back to was 288. So I held on to it. I was kind of thinking that it might come back, pull back to VWAP here, and then pop back up and continue higher. It didn't. I had a in my head, I had it set that I would sell when we got a close below the 21 EMA. We did close below it, and I sold it. I stopped out at 1021, which was right at the open of this candle. So right here is when I stopped out, right after this candle closed below the 21 EMA. So in the end, I still made money. I paid $1.85. I sold one for $2.50, sold the other two for $1.91. Was up like $77 on that trade. You can see right here, 77. So it's still a good trade. I spent, what did I say, $5.55. 77 divided by 5.55. Still made almost 14% on that trade, even though I gave a lot of it back. Left a lot on the table there. Then I got in Boeing, and pull Boeing up here. So here's the Boeing chart. I got in right after, shortly after this 921 EMA cross here. Excuse me. I bought calls at 1025, which was right after the open of this candle. Unfortunately, I knew that this pivot point was here, but I thought maybe it would break through it because it had broke through it in pre-market. So I was kind of looking at that as kind of a weak resistance. It did hit it and pull back. I held on. I was looking at this as my stop out, closed below this low here. I ended up selling. I only had 2 contracts. I only had $450 left. I could have actually bought more than I bought, not realizing, without doing the math. I just did it in my head. I was thinking for some reason I was thinking I only had $200 left when I actually had 400. So I could have bought more contracts, but I actually didn't realize that until just now when I looked at it. So I bought 2 contracts, so I do actually have about 200 left to trade today, but I'm not going to try to make a trade with $200. So I paid 92 cents. I sold 1 contract at 11.01 for $1.09. 11.01 was right after the open of this candle, so just about at the high of the day I sold one of my contracts. The other one I sold, I was looking for not just a close below the 21 EMA, but a close below today's open. Since they were so close together, you can see how close the 21 EMA was to today's open. So I was looking for a close below today's open for my stop out. It didn't close below that, but at 11.18 I sold the other one. Actually, I did sell it right at the opening of this candle. I did sell at the when it closed below this EMA. I was thinking I held this one longer, but anyway, I sold that one. Slight loss on the second contract, but in the end, 194. I made $10 on $184 entry. 5.4%. You take fees out of that. I would have paid $3 in fees, so I would have been up $7 on it. That one there didn't quite work out. It would have been a little bit better if I realized that I could have bought more contracts, because I would have sold more at $1.12 or whatever it was, $1.09. I would have sold more at $1.09 than just the one. I probably would have sold 2 at least, maybe 3. But that's it for, pretty much for what I'm doing here. Like I said, it's a small account, $1,000 challenge. I'll try to do a video every day. Some days I may not be able to do one because I get really swamped with work. But I'm going to try to do one every day. I plan to make at least 1 trade every day. That may change, I don't know. Depends on how the market looks. But I'm going to treat it like it's real money. Trade it just like I would if it was my real account. I'm not going to go out and buy $15,000 of contracts and make 1% and think I had a good day. It's only a $1,000 account anyway, so I can't do it even if I wanted. But I'm also not going to buy it and then walk away and just hope for the best. And if I lose it, I lose it. I'm going to treat it like it's real money, which is the way you should do this. If you're doing a paper trade account, you should treat it like it is real money. I actually got to the point when I was doing the $2,000 one last year. I got to the point where I actually had a little bit. I don't want to call it emotion, but you had a little bit of that feeling, a little bit of nervousness about a trade. I actually had that with my paper trade account because I did it. It took me 2 months, and I was trading it exactly the same as I would my real account, and to me it was like a real account. In fact, I'm using this paper trade account on my actual trading machine, so I'm looking at the same monitors and using the same keyboard and the same mouse that I do when I'm using my real account, just to make it even more realistic. So I'll post it on Twitter, posting at the end of the day or sometime during the day. And the reason I'm doing this so early, it's not even it's 1 o'clock right now. The reason I'm doing this so early is because I can't trade out of this account anymore today, so I know this account's done for the day. Most likely all these trades will be day trades, probably less than 1 hour from open to close. Probably most likely all before lunch. Probably won't do much trading after lunch, especially with a small account. For one, my results aren't quite as good after lunch, and two, with a small account, I'm probably going to be out of funds by then. I plan on trying to divide it up into 2 trades, like half for each trade. Although if I do see a really nice setup that I really like, I may go all in on it. And I know that kind of flies in the face of me just saying that I treat it like a real account, like real money, but this would be if I had a real account that was kind of an all or nothing kind of thing. So I don't think I would ever go all in, even on a paper trade account, but there may be that time if I really like a setup. If I do go all in, I'm still going to keep my stops. So, and if I go all in, my stop will probably be a little bit tighter. And that goes back to what I said about setup. It has to be the right setup. And if I can't have a tight stop, then it's not the right setup. I'm not going to go all in and have a 30% stop. So, if I'm all in, it's going to be no more than a 10% stop. So, and I'm not just going to say, okay, 10%. The chart has to show 10%. My support level has to be within 10%. I'm not just going to arbitrarily look at a chart and say, oh, I'm going to do a 10% stop on this trade. I'm going to actually look at a support level and say, okay, this support level is within 10%. I really like the risk to reward. I'm going to go all in on it. So, even if I go all in on a $1,000 account with a 10% stop, that's $100. Yeah, it's a big part of your account, but when you're trading a small account, you have to be a little bit more aggressive. But anyway, that's it for this trade, or for this video. I hope you guys like this. I hope you like this small account challenge. Hope you learned something from it. I hope it works out for me. I'm not going to go, delete these videos and restart it. Part of the reason why I'm doing these videos is so I do have accountability for it. I don't want to do a small account challenge and a week blow out the account and start over and say, hey, I just, might have to try it 4 or 5 times, and then I say, oh, I did a small account challenge. I ran it all the way up to $20,000. Well, yeah, but nobody knows about the 4 that I blew out and I restarted over. So, full transparency here. You guys are going to see it. If I blow it out, I blow it out. I've only done this once before, and like I said, it was about a year ago. I was only trading SPY then. I was not trading anything but SPY. And I took it from 2,000 to 7,000 in 2 months. So, we'll see if I can, my first goal is going to be get it to 2,000, double it. And once I hit 2,000, my next goal is going to be 5, my next goal will be 10. We'll see where it goes from there. If it's, if it only takes me a few weeks to get it to 10, maybe I'll try to get it to 25. If it takes me several months to get it to 10, I'd probably stop there, because I don't, I want to get back to trading my real account. I'm not going to make any money doing this. So, but my discipline's kind of been slipping a little bit with my real account. I'll have a couple of good trades, and I'll kind of deviate from my rules just a little bit, and it'll bite me. So that's one reason why I'm doing this. I'm trying to get back my mindset back into that disciplinary mindset where the stars have to align for me to enter a trade, not say, well, I kind of like it, and yeah, it doesn't look good here, but I think it's going to be good. You have to trade what you see, not what you think. And every once in a while I get caught up in that. So I'm going to go back and do this paper trade account, try to get my mindset back into that disciplinary scenario, so I don't do that. But that's it. Like I said, hope you liked the video, and thanks for watching, and leave comments if you have any questions, you want to ask anything, comment about anything, let me know. Thanks. Bye.